So I'm going to attempt to ascend the nickel plate road on my CB500X. This is an extremely steep and narrow road that ascends from the highway here, which is at about a 1,500 foot level, all the way up to the 6,300 maximum elevation of the nickel plate road. Haven't been on this road this year. I don't even know if I went on last year. And it's definitely the first time I've been on with the CB500X. It's a reasonably good road surface-wise. It's just very steep and very twisty. Lots of really, especially on the lower section here, pretty twisty hairpins and that kind of thing. We got some nice views from up high, and this side of it, which is the western side, is all dirt, and descending on the other side is all pavement. So you have a choice of whether you want to go up in the dirt or up in the pavement, and down in the dirt or down in the pavement part. So today I've chosen to go up, ascend in the dirt, and you can always come back the same way too. And on the other side, because it's kind of fun going downhill on the paved side, to go down on the pavement side. It's all twisty too, and quite a sharp descent. So I've taken this road several times on my CRF 250L. Oops, I thought I was in second there. But because it's so steep, it's a little struggle for that little 250. I mean, it'll do it for sure. But it's nice to have the extra torque to power up these hills that you get on this bike. You can see it's really steep here. I hope that's not sand. And I'm using I have my Shinko 705s on. I got them about 2-3 weeks ago. So again, I have swapped out the original tire that came with my CB500X for a new Shinko 705. There's a hairpin here. Oh no, that's not a hairpin. And really glad I changed from the stock tires, which are Dunlop Trail Mix, I think they are. Has anybody ever got a stock original equipment tire they actually liked? Because that was about a 90-10 in favor of pavement. These 705s are like a 70-30, but see, it's having no problems getting up here. It actually is a way better tire on the pavement anyway, because it's a way more rounded tire. That Dunlop Trail Max, it had hardly any kind of a shoulder for leaning. You know, if you had to lean hard for some reason, for regular riding it's fine, but it just drops right off. The other thing, this is a way more ability to lean into a turn. Not that you're going to do that a lot on this tire, but you can see I've got nothing left there, not much of a chicken strip at all, and I'm not really riding aggressively or really, you know, putting my knee down or anything like that. There's not a lot to spare on regular riding in this tire, where this one here, there's way more. I mean, I've been riding it now maybe 300-400 kilometers, and I've yet to even use this part of the tire. So there's a lot more available tire you have for a lean than in this one here. But this is a much more rounded tire that you can, if you want it, lean way over more with. I didn't change the front tire. It still has the Trail Max because there's still a lot of, it was really sharp here. There's a big rock and I got right on it. Perfect. I don't have any bottom shield on this bike yet, so didn't think it hit anything. What do you call those? Whatever. Yeah, the front end still has the trail mix. Lots of wear still left on that tire, and I actually like the feel of the front. So why change it? If you like the feel of something, just leave it alone. But yeah, these 705s are such a good tire. And the thing is that the stock measurement, the stock tire is a 160 width. The 705 for some inexplicable reason doesn't come in a 160, so I got the 150. And what that does, it's a little narrower. It makes the rear end way quite a bit more agile. You can notice it. The transitions left to right are way faster because it's a narrower tire. Easy peasy, man. It's obviously with the bigger lugs, the 705 is a better dirt tire, but surprisingly a far superior, far superior tire on the pavement too, I think. It's really steep here, right? It does. Not as steep farther up, but not a problem. Bike's handling it nicely. Like I say, it's nice to have that extra torque that you get over, say, a 250. The only downside of this Shinko 705 that I have noticed, it's a taller tire. Oh, the other advantage, let's go. It fixes your incorrect speedometer. There's a big... As most people know who run Japanese bikes, the speedometer is out by... should have got off my ass for that one. The speedometer is out by 5 to 7%. So when you're... If you want to go 99 kilometers an hour in this bike here, and almost all of them that I've had, you have to have your speedometer reading at 106. If you want to go like 109 kilometers an hour in the 100 zone, you have to have your speedometer at 116. So this tire, because it's a taller tire, corrects your speedometer beautifully, exactly right on. I put a GPS on there and I measured the speedometer to the GPS speed, and it's exactly, so when it says you're going 100 kilometers an hour, you're actually going 100 kilometers an hour. The best views are on the way down, but I wanted to try it on the way up. Because it's a taller tire, there's a little bit of a downside in that you basically have a taller final drive ratio, meaning your gears become more wider separated, meaning you don't have quite the snappy acceleration you had before. Which I noticed at first, but of course you forget about it. I mean, these things become normal and you forget about it. I think that's the steepest part. Steepest, twistiest part, and it's kind of fun on the way back. Way down, because you got the better views. Take a little rest in the shade here. Take a look around. So because it's taller tire, which means your gearing's a little bit different. It's taller gearing, so, but like I say, you forget about that after you've ridden it a bit. So we're probably maybe 1,000 feet up now, just that little bit there. And that's the Similkameen Valley down there. Not a cloud in the sky today. It's going to be a hot one. Finally, we're getting some summer weather. Not that I was complaining about the cooler stuff. It's supposed to go into the 30s Celsius today and tomorrow, which is kind of normal weather for this time, this area in the summertime. It's hot. But it'll be cooler up here because it's quite an elevation rise, like I say. I should be getting off my seat for this shit. This is a really nice bike for standing up on. I found that out too. Yeah, hot weather coming. Probably, it's been like the strangest spring and summer. Lots of cool weather. Some rain. Lots of cloud. Very few days that were totally clear skies like today. Very few. So it's very unusual weather this year. But you get what you get. Like I said, I'm not complaining. We've hardly had to use our air conditioning at all. Which saves you money, electricity money. Dark corners. Yeah, I haven't been on here. I don't think I was up here last year at all, for some reason. So I kind of forgot what the corners were like. Look how dark it is here. I got my heavily tinted visor on, so it seems super dark. And the way the camera is, I can't lift it without whacking the camera, so. Nice and cool now, in the shady section especially. So this road leads to I've vlogged about this road before. An abandoned mine at the top of a hill that did gold, mostly gold. It's a gold mine. I think they pretty much got everything they're going to get out of it. I think it's been closed since the 1990s, something like that. So there's a good viewpoint here. Yeah, I can't really take my... So we've gone up maybe another 500 feet from last time. And probably won't see much with the wide angle, but it's a beautiful view down the valley that goes towards the town of Princeton, BC. Farms along, mostly cattle and shit like that, along the valley floor. And there's the twisty road. Like I say, with the wide angle, you probably won't notice it much. But it's one of the nicer viewpoints. Let's carry on. Carry on, carry on. Yeah, these 705s, and they're not even expensive. They're such a great tire. I have them on my CRF 250L as well. It's the best all-around tire, I think, for dual sport or an adventure bike like this, where you're going to be going occasionally off-road. As long as you're not into mud or sand or that kind of super hardcore dirt. But this kind of road, it's fine. It's like, the other tire would have been okay too, I'm not saying that, but it's the pavement response is way better than that Dunlop trail mix. Now, usually when you get a new bike, and this is my 8th brand new bike, you can't wait to get that stock tire off. It's so bad. They always seem to put those worst tires possible on. I guess because they're cheap. Everybody wants the tire that they want, though. They all have their biases. Everybody wants what they want. Switchback, hairpin, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of washboard, just to be a pain in the ass. Oops, I'm going to hit this rock, aren't I? Into the deep shade. Also a skiing area up here, Nordic skiing, which I think is like cross-country skiing, because they get a shitload of snow up here, that's for sure. Ooh, big rock. Skid plates, that's the word I was thinking of. Might get a skid plate. I'm not big on mods, since I'm not going to take this over anything really serious. You can get crash bars and skid plates, but it just adds weight, doesn't it? And harder to access parts, like oil filters and that. Let's think about these semi-naked bikes. It's easy. Maintenance is super easy. You want to be able to get at your oil filter and your oil plug easily. This bike's good for that. Another switchback here. Up we go. There's also logging up here, but the logging trucks use the, if they come up here at all, I think most of them are deactivated, the clear cuts. If they come up here at all, they use the pay section, I think. I'm sure at one time this was, there's a ski resort up there as well, Apex Ski Resort. So, but it doesn't get used much. There's some dark, deep shadows. You gotta watch out for these rocks that are sticking out, because they don't have a skid plate, so. Wouldn't want to have an accident. feel the cool air. Oh, there's people here. People doing something or other. Some kind of telecommunications thing. Yeah, the gearing, so corners you would used to take with a stock tire in 4th gear, for instance, you might now be ending up taking them in 3rd gear because the gearing caught a little bit taller. That kind of thing. It's noticeable at first and then not. Like I probably would be going up this on the stock tire in 2nd gear, where I'm still at 1st here. Just to get a little more, less stress on the engine. You can take this in 2nd for sure, but the rocks are a little looser here. Lots of rocks. Construction. Oh man. Don't say that. What kind of construction? 50. Duh. I don't know what's going on. Be prepared to stop. Oh yeah, look at that. We got something going on here. I'm not sure what. I don't see any flag person. So I'm just going to keep on going. Dig it up. Can I go? Not yet. Okay. A little bit of mud up here? What's that all about? Shit. I don't like that. Just gonna head over to the less chaotic section here. It's a big wide road, so there's room for everybody. The slag pools waste pools were down there for the mine, and I'm not sure how long they stay toxic, but they probably still are. Is there more stopping? Oh, this is the guy on the other side, yeah. Over right there, and I don't want to go there. I want to go here. I haven't ridden this bike in mud or wet conditions because I don't want to get it filthy. So I'm still relatively clean because I've been avoiding the wet mud in that. Put a washboard, public enemy number 1. They're putting a new road up there. What the hell? What's that all about? I wonder. Looks like they're putting a whole new road. What? Interesting. Okay, another sharp switchback. Whoa. That's the steepest part of this place, I think. I think the rest of the road is fairly low. Not as steep, let's put it that way. Not level, but not as steep. I got about almost between 5,000 and 6,000 kilometers on this bike now. And I'll probably end up with over 10,000 that I got in March. There's such a hoot to ride. Anywhere. If you're not that interested in super, fast bikes. Dust. Don't like dust. So the mine is coming up shortly here. The mine buildings on the left. Thick woods. I mean, the snow hung around because it was such a cold spring. I think the snow hung around right till like May, June. Well, you can't see the mine because I'm going the wrong way, but it's over there, trust me. There's a big slag heap here. Yeah, you can't see the mine because I'm going the wrong way. A little bit of washboard. There's the mine over there. Oop. Watch where I'm going. I usually pull over up here, so I think I will. If I can remember where my spot is further up. It's about, what is it? About 11 o'clock in the morning. So I usually... And this kind of road where, I mean, this thing could rock down this road. I could go a lot faster if I wanted. It feels so secure on this bike. It is really good. And there's not that many loose rocks. Good old-fashioned hard-packed dirt. That's what you want. Keep going. Up behind here is a big crater. If I can find a little clip of it, I'll insert it. A crater where they had an open pit mine and now it's full of water. Oh shit, I passed my spot I wanted. Oh well. Didn't recognize it. Yeah, way better on this bike than the 250. You got a smoother ride for one thing. Nicer seat, way more torque, all that good stuff. I'm actually not riding my CRF 250 Hardy at all anymore because I really don't have a reason to. These trees have grown up too much. This is where I always used to stop, something like here. Get some water, relieve myself, as they say. And oh shit, yeah, these trees all grew. What the hell? There used to be a view there. Now there's not. Unless I'm in the wrong spot. So, yeah. Yeah, there's no one else up here, so it's nice. Maybe on a weekend there'd be more people. It's Monday today, so it's all good. See a bunch of clear cuts to the right there. It's really a nice summer day today before it gets too hot in the afternoon. Oh, bug just hit didn't put my visor down, which I should have. That's what I gotta do. So I'm gonna get a horsefly right on my frickin' nose. Clear cuts, yeah. It's gonna maneuver around this camera here. There we go. That's better. Okay, horseflies, bring it on. Really not a lot up here as far as things to look at. Kind of want to see how this bike would perform. There's a deer up there. Perform uphill there, and it did really well. No loss of traction or anything like that. Because these are, you know, being a skinnier tire, you probably don't have the same contact patch as you would with that trail mix that was more of a flatter tire too. This is a more rounded tire. But, and I kept it at the maximum pressure of 40 pounds. Like on a road like this, I don't think it really matters. You don't really have to pressure down. This 705 tends to get hot. Even at maximum tire pressures on the highway, it feels the hottest tire I've ever felt. But I guess that's just the way it's made. a whole bunch of little Forest Service roads. I've explored a lot of them, but there's really nothing there as far as scenery or anything of interest. It's cool up here now, man. It's not cold, but it's cool. And now this is about the 6,300 foot mark. So 1,500 feet where I started to 63, it's almost 4,000 feet. It's quite a climb. And like I say, that little 250, it's, you know, it's a strain on the little thing. Nordic Center, that's where the cross-country ski people go in the winter. Next time I'll go down from the other side. Go down in the dirt and up in the pavement. But you can really fly if you got good brakes. It's the other thing about going down in the pavement. That 250 does not have good brakes. It's got dirt bike brakes. Where this has got like real street bike brakes. So for going on a steep downhill pavement, that's what you want, is good brakes. Or maybe that 6,300. I don't have my GPS, but yeah, it's at the top of this hill is where you get to 6,300 feet, which is the maximum elevation. There's a reservoir to the left, drinking reservoir, I think. There's no admittance. Bike is super smooth on rough roads too, even with full pressured tires. Got a great suspension. I gotta give it that. This is the highest level right here. Now I start going down. What the fuck is this? Oh yeah, nice and cool. That's what we're talking about. You could stand up on this bike for miles and miles. It's super comfortable. Everything's just, the ergonomics are great. Whoop, that was a bump. It's almost getting cold. Not quite. So we're way up here. Yeah. Another day of motorcycling. Well, a lot of people in the world are starving and getting bombed and having revolutions. I get to just motorcycle on a nice summer day. Doesn't seem fair. Every day. What the hell's over there? I don't know what that was. Somebody camping over there? So yeah, life ain't fair, eh? For a lot of people. I think I'll motorcycle tomorrow too. And maybe the next day. Gotta make up for lost time because the weather's been so bad. It's just a matter of which bike and where to go. Yesterday I had my CBR650 out for a rock and roll ride. Left at 7 in the morning on a Sunday morning. pretty much guarantees empty highways, which I had. Empty highways and no police. So it was a hoot. But I mostly take this bike out. I take that bike out about once a week, because it costs a little bit more to run. And if you do it too often, it doesn't become special, right? I take this bike out almost every day. Sometimes twice a day. More nasty bumps here. Shit, I got them all. I got them all. Good for me. So I'm coming to the pavement section up here, and I will bid you all goodbye, because I want to concentrate on flying down this hill at inappropriate speeds. So this is the ski resort, Apex Ski Resort, right here, which is kind of probably deserted now. They don't really have a summer program of anything. Let's go with that down to that corner and do this. Take this camera off and whatnot. I'm sure by now no one's watching anyway. The ideal YouTube's probably, I figure, between 5 and 8 minutes, and people lose their interest, I've found, after that, including myself. Okay, let's put this shit away and rock and roll. Enough already. Oh, that's quite the lean. Whatever. Stop the camera.